you know.
All right, guys, whenever you're ready.
Sure.
So you called me up after our interview yesterday, and it was a lot of different information than kind of was shared originally. Can you kind of clarify where we're at right now?
Sure. Where we're at today is that our company was contacted by a design company that was hired by the developers of Central Park. And they asked us if we would give a quote on a product that was proprietary to our company. Evidently, the company that they were using or had been working with and have been working with, and possibly still are working with, we don't really know that, was not able to source that material. We're one of the few providers of it. So we did give them a quote, and after that quote and pricing, they asked us if we'd be interested in bidding the job. So our company did bid the job. We've given them a bid. We've given them samples that would be included in the bid. We've been working back and forth on different allowances and things like that. We have not received any word on contract. We've not sent them a contract, nor have they sent us a contract. We've not met with any of the buyers to make selections, which would be the first step of us being involved. So we're right now, our status is that we have sent them a proposal with pricing, and we're now waiting for them to make up their mind on what direction they're going to go.
And talk to me about why this information is coming out today. And yesterday, when I first asked you about Central Park Place, you didn't even know what I was talking about.
Right. So I'm not involved with the company on a daily basis, really at all, for that matter. I mean, I just get involved on monthly financial reporting and year-end tax returns. But I am an owner of the company, and I do make an income off the company, and so I have an interest in the company. But in terms of like our customers, I mentioned this yesterday. I think we serve 3,000 Naperville customers a year, so a fair amount of people in this community that we've been serving, and we've been doing that for over 4 decades, or just under 4 decades. So, I don't have knowledge of the customer base anymore. There was a time when I did, but not anymore.
Okay, so yesterday when we went over this, you told me that you weren't involved in the project, and then that if you were involved, you would understand that there could be a conflict of interest, considering that you'd voted on several different things leading up to this development project.
Right. And I still think the optics of that could be. I have always, and I will continue to recuse myself on any project that comes before the City Council that we have a financial interest in. I clearly did not have a financial interest in this project, and this particular customer, our developer, was a customer of ours, but it was like 12 years ago, prior to the recession. We haven't done any work for them in many, many years. So I would have no indication or belief that I would be involved with this project. But when people come to us and ask us to do work for them in our town, especially if it's a buyer of a new home or a condo, and they have done business with us before oftentimes, if they want to use our services because of their experience with us or our reputation or the value that we bring, then I would welcome that. I mean, that's what we do as a family business. But I would not get involved with a business. I would not pursue a company that we have been out there, and I've been very good about that. We have, as a company, been very good about that, pursuing business of 2 things. These big developments that come to town that we haven't been doing business with in the past, and secondly, developments that I've been sort of leading on or carrying the flag on. Customers who I have been doing business with for many, many years, and residential customers as well. We will continue to do work with them as we always have. And then when they come before City Council, if they do, I will recuse, and I have. There's been only a few of them that I'm aware of that have come before us, but we've always recused.
So, can you just clarify what makes this case different? Because when we talked about this yesterday, you did say you carried the flag on this project.
I did, yes. Well, what makes it different is that I had no knowledge when I was working with the City Council on this project that we would ever be involved with it. Had I known that, I would recuse. Absolutely. There's no reason to be involved with that if I'm going to have a financial interest. And I don't know today that I'm involved with it. quite frankly, all we know is that we gave them a quote. So
Gave them a quote or bid on?
a bid, a quote, a bid. We gave them a proposal to do the flooring and for the units over at the Central Park.
So because you can't go back in time and recuse, and you did make those votes.
Right.
And now you've made a bid. Can you see why
The optics look like that? I understand that. I think that, as I said before, we've been serving this community with flooring needs for almost 4 decades. And so I think that the consumers in town who rely on us for having an honest transaction and the value that we bring, that we should be able to provide that service to them going forward. We did not do anything that would be unethical in terms of the vote. I was unaware of any relationship at all. And I don't know why I would have even considered it, because it had been so many years since we had even done business with this company.
Okay. I hate to bring this stuff up, but I have to, because it's what was said yesterday. I mean, yesterday when we had this kind of back and forth about this, and I felt as though I was informing you of these things.
You were.
You told me that if you guys did have any association with this, you would understand the conflict and you would remove said association. And then here we are sitting down, and I'm learning that your company placed a bid on this.
Right. Well, let's talk about that. Because, as I said, I have no working knowledge of what's going on. So you bring this to my attention, and to be fair, I'm doing the best I can. I don't know what the situation was. Did we go out and pursue this job? No, we didn't. You certainly had indicated to me that we did, and that we were actually doing work with them, that customers were being sent into our showroom. So that's just not the case. But I didn't have that information. And so all I could do was base it on what I knew, which was very little, and that was what you were telling me. So look, at that point, I am looking at a scenario where it absolutely could look inappropriate if we go and approve a job, especially a proposal that I helped lead, which I did, and then I go after that account and trying to use that influence to get a job. That's not what happened. They came to us. It wasn't even them who came to us. It was their design company who came to us and asked for a quote. So that's a very different scenario. I think that people who come to us to hire our company to do work for them, I think it's reasonable for us to respond and provide that service.
You brought up recusing on a vote. You don't think that if someone comes to you in a case like this where there maybe could be an apparent conflict, that maybe it would make sense not to move forward on that?
You know, I think that, as I said, we have about 3,000 customers in Naperville. So if people were concerned that having that relationship with so many people in Naperville could be a conflict, I would think they wouldn't elect me into this office. I've been a family business owner and operator in this town for many, many years. And so all I can do is that when we know that we have a situation where I have a financial interest, and there have been some, all I can do is recuse myself, as I have done. We're not obligated to recuse ourselves for any other reason other than if we want to voluntarily, to avoid the appearance of conflict. And I have done that as well when I have thought that there could be an appearance of conflict. But this one here, I did not see that. I did not see that there was an appearance of any, I did not see that there could be the potential for conflict. There was no way for me to know that we would be involved with that job. And quite frankly, I was surprised when you said it yesterday. So I don't think that that's the standard that people are expected to be held to. You know, trying to look into the future and think, is there any way that I could be financially benefit from this? That's not how it's supposed to work. We would have no way of coming to that conclusion.
Right. And I think I'm not here to tell you anything's legally wrong or even to draw up a code of ethics with you, but this is about transparency, and I know that you're sitting down with me because you really believe in transparency.
I do.
You've now sat down with me twice. I think that's the issue, though, a transparency issue. You've stood in forums and said that you and your family have, no plans to have any financial gain on future development. And then here we are learning you've placed a bid on a development you did carry the flag on.
That is true. That is true. But when I also named those developments, and I did not name this particular one, and I was not aware of this one, but I also don't consider this a major development. When we look at Atwater, 350 homes, D.R. Horton, almost 500 units, Wagner Farms, 350 units. I mean, those are major developments, and those are right in our wheelhouse. That is the kind of business that we would love to bid on. New construction residential. And there's many others in that equal category. And commercial ones as well, like the Water Street District that everybody accused me of being involved with. So to say that I haven't been involved with any development project in this town, including residential, would be completely not accurate. And that is not what I implied. I'm just saying that these projects that are most controversial, that people have been saying that I'm associated with in some way, there's been no association, zero. And so now, again, this one here, had I known about this, I would have been happy to have stated that we have quoted on it. Doesn't mean we're going to get the job. It just means we've quoted on it. So, but that's what we do. That's what businesses do in the flooring or construction business. You quote jobs when they come to you and ask for a quote.
So I think you've explained all of this as far as, going back and clarifying yesterday and today. So I think, are we up to speed on all of this?
I think so.
Okay, you did bring this up, and I do want you to know I'm just doing my job. This isn't a personal thing at all.
I understand.
But you did bring up, we are close to an election, and this is just coming up, and I was just sent to investigate this. So,
Right.
what do you have to say about that this is coming out, at this time?
It's political. Yeah, I think there's no question about it. It's a political piece. You didn't call me and ask for an appointment. You showed up at my office, and so that makes it political, right? That's what's kind of known as a hit job. And I think that's unfortunate.
Do you stand behind the bid that's been made?
Do I stand behind it? That we've made a quote? We did. Yes, I stand behind that. We did do that, and I don't think that that's inappropriate or wrong.
Anything else that?
Again, I just think that when I think that the timing of this is suspect. But what can I say? It's too bad. It's the way things work today, I think.
Anything else I should bring up? Did he